What is happening?
That's perfect.
Hey, how's it going?
It's my hand. Let me have this. I hate this. Let me have
Here,
some.
here, I will give you some.
Thanks.
So, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. This is Ladies Take Over Liberty Rest podcast. My name is Megan. I have a wonderful guest with me. I have Pam here. So, how you doing tonight, Pam?
Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just fun.
So nobody else knows this, but you have somebody with you right now. Do you want to like pan over to them so people are aware of our friend in the background?
Oh, he's already passed out. This guy over here.
Oh, I love it.
It's been a pretty exhausting day for him.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. So, Pam, tell me about your day, because in the green room, you had a super exciting day you were telling us about, and it made me want to pee myself out of fear. But apparently, this is what you do all the time?
All the time. Let's see. I got 3 skydives in today.
Oh,
You could do it, Meg.
great.
It's great. You should totally do it. You gotta try it.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can do it.
You should jump in on this fundraiser thing.
Yeah?
Yeah, that if the money's raised, then Billy and Richard are gonna skydive. You should join in.
Oh my god, I would watch that in a heartbeat. I would watch them like. I just want to watch them like when they come down, just like not land properly and kind of just like. And just like kind of belly flop. Like belly flop and then everything falls over.
It happens all day.
That's awesome.
I had all 3 landings. Instead of standing them up, I'd like slid in like some kind of sliding into home base or something. I don't know what I was doing.
So why don't you explain skydiving to me, because I'm terrified of it. I'm sure there's others that are terrified of it and would love to hear about your skydiving experience.
Well, what are you scared of about it? What part of it scares you?
I'm terrified of heights. Like roller coasters scare me. What
part of roller coasters? Is it the stomach drop feeling?
Yes, and like being Jeannie says, "Dang it, Meg, I'm in the tub." Rub-a-dub-dub, it's Jeannie in a tub. Oh, and there's Danique. Hi, Danique. Yay. Our 2 favorite ladies, our top fans. Yay. Yeah, it's the whole dropping from a high height, the stomach in your mouth kind of thing. The whole situation just is not my friend.
Okay, so nobody believes me until they've actually done it. You don't have depth perception that high. You don't even know you're that high. You're exiting instead of coming to a dead stop like you do at a roller coaster and stopping and then dropping. That's where you get the feeling from. You come out of the plane's going and you exit out of the plane the same speed as the plane. So you don't get that drop feeling. You don't feel like you're falling. It feels like you're just in like a bed of air and you just kind of float to the ground.
I don't know if I could do that. I have like those falling dreams occasionally, and I wake up and I'm like,
no, it's nothing like that.
The fear that happens is insurmountable. But anyways, so I want to ask you something.
Okay.
You are the newest warrior from Leashes of Valor, one of our favorite organizations. Tell me about your experience. And I mean, don't tell me too much because I have to go through it too. But like, tell everyone else what it's like to be the first female to go through.
I don't think I knew until that I was the first female until I was in the truck with Matt, the infamous truck rides. And being interviewed by Kristen, and then she mentioned being the first female. I was like, cool. It's awesome.
You're like, right on, let's do it.
I don't know. I don't know how to answer these questions. What's it like? It's scary and nerve-wracking. I don't know. I'm sure you have tried everything to feel better, to get better, to heal, and nothing else is working, and you built up all this hope and anticipation, and do I really put all of this into this organization and this dog, you know? But what else does the adrenaline rush do? Totally release stress hormones. Yes.
Yeah, skydiving will do that. I've heard that it's a great stress reliever.
Huge. I actually called Danique after my second jump today, and I was like, hey. She was, how are you feeling? I was like, well, I don't want to kill myself anymore, so.
That's always a good sign. We definitely don't want people killing themselves.
Is it bad I can make a joke about this?
Yeah, no, you could totally joke about it. It's fine. We definitely joke about it on here, but we're also like, hey, if you ever need somebody to talk to and you need to reach out to somebody, we're always here to talk and be that emotional
jokes
support.
all the time.
Yeah. We definitely make like, oh man, I'm gonna go fucking off myself now. We definitely make those jokes, but it's like lightheartedly. So I have a funny story about that.
Do tell.
I got a call from and this was months ago. I think I was in Colorado at the time. I think it was January, my first visit there. And I get a call from my dad, and he's like, Megan, I just want to let you know your sister blew her face off. And the first thing through my head is, oh my God, my sister committed suicide. And my dad is very, very calm for some reason about this. And I was very upset. I was like, what do you mean she blew her face off? And he's like, well, you know, she like, it just went boom right in her face. And I'm like, what do you mean it just went boom in her face? So apparently what had happened was,
jeez,
my sister, in her 13-year-old brain, she's very young, decided she was going to turn the oven on, and she couldn't figure out why it wasn't lighting. So she stuck her head in the oven.
Who does that?
Lit a match, and the oven was on for a while, so the gas was going. And then stuck a lighter in there, or a match or whatever, and literally the gas blew up in her face, singed her eyebrows off. She was like missing some hair here. She had like burns on her face, not like intense burns, but she had like a sunburn. And I told my dad, I was like, listen, you cannot say that to a veteran. I was like, I literally know people who have blown their faces off. Like, you cannot say that to somebody because that's the first thing I'm gonna think. And he was like, well, why would you think that? That's ridiculous to say, blah, blah. And I was like, but like, you can't say that. He's a very like, I don't even know how to explain him. My dad is super weird. He says, feel like we can blame your parents for that one. Yeah, I'm like, how did she not know? How did you not teach her? And he's like, I don't know. I guess she never realized it. And I was like, does she ever cook or anything? Does she not like go in the kitchen? So,
Meg, I'm sorry, but where's her common sense? And maybe I shouldn't stick my head into an oven.
That's what I'm saying. And I called my stepmom a little while afterwards to tell her what he had said. She is a mental health counselor for Promise Pathways. And she was like, your father's such a fucking idiot. I can't believe he fucking said that one goddamn more. Like, she went off on him too. So it was like this huge thing. Yeah, that was a very interesting conversation that we had.
Yeah.
But definitely, I feel like that I felt more fear that moment than I would skydiving, and I'm terrified of skydiving.
No, I really think you should do it. You should try it.
Yeah. You told me before you went through a cloud. What is it like going through a cloud?
It's Tide Pod generation for sure.
She is in that Tide Pod generation.
Did she do it, Meg? Did she eat one?
Oh my God, no, thank God. She does other stuff. She gets caught with these.
Yeah.
And like, my parents found one in her closet, and she got in a lot of trouble for it. And then like, she was like, "Oh, I was holding it for a friend." And we're like, "You're holding it for a friend?" Ugh. Not like we've heard that one before.
Never heard that one. Let's see,
ridiculous.
A cloud. It's like driving through fog, but you feel it. It's like this immediate temperature change, and everything feels cold for a second. You can still see around you, but it's if nothing else, you got to try skydiving just for the chance to go through a cloud if it's a cloudy day.
Yeah. So I understand. I'm like totally switching gears here
Do it.
because I don't want you to talk me into skydiving. But I understand that you were an Army veteran.
Mhm.
So when did you first serve? Like when did you enter?
2005, right after high school.
Okay. And did you retire? Did you just get out?
No, I medically retired after 12 years.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Um
No,
so
because it was like right there at retirement. Right there.
you were almost there.
Still kind
Yeah.
of angry about that one, but whatever.
It is what it is. When it's
Yeah.
time, it's time. And if your body or mental capacity can't handle it anymore, then it's time to go. Speaking of mental capacity, so you have a service dog, and as we know, the service dogs are related to instances in the military. I don't know if you want to talk about your story or not. If you would like to, you can divulge us, or if you like to, you can talk about the effect that Nimitz has had on you in your recovery and kind of your coping with getting out of the military.
Let's see. I have Nimitz obviously for PTSD and MST things. It's one of those, having a service dog is one of those things that I played around with for a while in my head. I was not ever really sure that I could see myself walking around with a dog all the time. I don't ever want to be the center of attention, but the dog just makes everybody
Yeah, stop and stare.
Yeah. It took a while to wrap my mind around that one. I think I've said it before that you can only drink so much or be high for however long or try talking or all the medications that they want to instantly prescribe you until there's nothing left. And then I don't want to say it was kind of a last resort because that sounds kind of, well, if this doesn't work, then that's it. He gets me out of the house. He gets me, sometimes you're too good to stay. He gets me out of the house. I've done so much in the past 2 months since I've had him than I have in years. Taking my son to an arcade that the entire time we've lived here, I've avoided going in because it's just loud and noisy and so many kids and everybody running around. I took Nimitz in there, of course, with us, and eyes are on me the entire time. All the alarms and everything's going off, and I'm looking down, waiting for him to get distracted by something, and he's the whole time. It was amazing. And looking down and seeing him looking back at me, it's like he's always there. He's always got me,
That's awesome. Yeah, having that emotional support there and that constant, I guess, reminder that everything's okay and that you're safe because he's there is beneficial for you, and that you don't have to worry so much. You can go into those spaces and not worry like, what's this beeping noise? I know beeping noises bother me a lot. So having that there to help you out is super huge.
Or there was I haven't had him very long. I think it was right after I graduated, and we had some furniture delivered, and there was a guy that walked in that whatever cologne he had on just about took me out. Like, it just triggered me instantly. And Nimitz I'm still at this point, of course, still learning what his alerts look like, how in depth can he really read me. When this guy walks in and I smell him and I'm triggered, you know, these dogs don't make a sound. Nimitz starts growling. And I go over to him and it's okay. Thank you. Whatever. Like, is he trying to protect us? What's going on? So I'm just there with him the whole time. And then I think I called Julie after and then ended up talking to Danique as well and told them what happened. And they're like, hey, he's doing that because he's reading you. He already picked up that you weren't okay before I even knew that I wasn't okay.
That's awesome. Jason says, I get it. Sometimes Hawkeye just wants to get up and go, so I have to get up and go too. He often is the leader and I'm the follower.
More often than not, Nimitz is definitely the leader because I'd stay at home all day if I could, but they get bored. They can't make a dog sit at home all day.
Yeah, they need to get out. They need to go for walks and stuff, and having that little bit helps a lot. So
these downstay challenges that have been going on, have you seen those?
Oh yeah, I saw you doing one with was it Jason? I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. Yeah, with Jason.
Yeah.
So tell us about them.
That's helped us get out of the house too.
Doing the challenges.
Yeah, and then he joked and had like a night ops one, and I sent him a message, and I was like, hey, I don't go outside at night. That's not something I do, but when it happens that I'm gonna just do it and go outside, then I'll post this. I think it was, I don't know, a few nights later that we posted it. And I sent him a message. I was like, hey, we did it. We're outside. Pitch black outside. Can't see anything. But I went out there because I had Nimitz.
And you wouldn't have been able to do that before. No. That's awesome. That's super awesome that he's able to help you get out of your shell and kind of be part of society again. Danique says, I also noticed how the warriors within LOV have so much supported each other. And yeah, I mean, Billy is one of the warriors, Jason, you, Richard, you guys have all been warriors and you guys are always there for each other. And it's so evident in everything that you do because you guys are always supporting each other.
I've never had that before. And I reached out to Richard when the video, when the video came on. Leashes of Valor posted the video about him meeting Carrie. And I watched it over and over again. I was like, wow. It wasn't long after I had applied. I just kept watching it and I sent it to a few friends and I was like, oh my God, check this out. And I finally sent him a message and he and I talked for the whole time leading up to me going to class.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Keep in touch now, but like about dog things and not really much of what to expect because just don't talk about that, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody's there for each other. And then he started telling me how it's just a big family. And I don't think it hit me until I got out of the car at the farm and everybody welcomed me like I was family coming home.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely, even when I go to visit, and I've only gone a couple times, when I go to visit, it's always like I'm just going to visit my family.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be really sad when I move away because I'm not going to be able to see everyone as easily as I would before.
Yeah, it's going to suck for sure.
Yeah. So I have a question about Nimitz now.
Yeah, he's still sleeping.
What is one of the silly things that Nimitz does that you love to see?
Oh, I say he turns into a dinosaur. He'll go on his back and he gets like these T-Rex arms when you're like, he wants his entire body scratched.
Aww.
Let's see. I love that. The zoomies that he gets, we plan to be in Arizona over the summer. So I'm trying to get him used to like the little dog booties. I knew zoomies were coming. I put the boots on him and he just I think it was in Leashes of Valor story, and he went crazy and then like doing 360s around himself and then just stopped. Like he had to get his balance. It's great.
He got a little dizzy there.
Yeah. I don't
Oh,
know, his personality. You're at the farm and you're training and you're trying to build this bond with him and learn how to use this dog and build the trust with each other, and you don't really see any of that come out until you get home and you start just living life.
yeah.
And then you get to see the silly side of them and the not working side, and it's cool.
So we have a question. When you first got to Leashes of Valor for your training with Nimitz, what was going through your head and the emotions you were feeling when you met Nimitz for the first time? Ooh, that's a good question.
Ooh, when I met him for the first time, that was the most surreal thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I started saying it earlier about just putting all this hope and everything into this dog and hoping that he's going to be the one thing that helps, that kind of breaks through everything that we bury.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I walked in the room and heard the famous Pam meet Nimitz, so and so meet so and so, and it's, I don't know. It feels like a kid on Christmas.
You're getting that Christmas puppy.
Yeah, I was gonna say the little kid that wants the puppy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how else to describe that except that it's surreal, and you just have all of this built up anticipation and hope, and because you don't know the name, the breed, gender, anything, and then you finally see this dog and it's real, and it's like oh shit, this is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think. What is probably one of your best memories of Nimitz at this moment? Oh, wait, we have another question before that. What was the first moment you knew that Nimitz and you were a perfect pairing?
Oh, that's a good question. The moment he showed me that he trusts me. It was the second day maybe at the farm, and he had to get blood drawn, so everybody's in the kennel, and then we're just hanging out talking, and he comes over and he just rolls over onto his back, and Julie looks over and goes, he's showing you his stomach, everything. He trusts you. And I got so excited. I leaned over and I hugged him like he was a little kid or something. Like he's gonna hug me back. But something clicked in that moment that I knew we were going to be great together. I don't know that I know we're perfect, like the perfect team for each other, but I don't know that it's completely clicked yet. That some days it feels like I've had him for a year, and other days I have to remind myself it's only been 2 months.
Yeah, he feels like part of the family at this point, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. What is probably one of the funniest moments that you've had with Nimitz so far?
I don't know. Funniest. Him getting zoomies is hilarious every time. Every time he wakes up from a nap, he yawns at least 5 times. And every single yawn, at the end of it, he's like, meow. He squeaks.
Aww.
I love it so much. I don't think that's ever going to get old.
That's so precious. I know I have a dog, Riley, right now, and she is emotional support. So she's not a service dog. She's just like my at-home, like my buddy. And something that she does is when she's sleeping and she's dreaming really hard, she will snore, but her jowls will also do this.
Yeah.
And she'll blow out. She'll go, and it is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Or like she'll whimper in her sleep. She'll be like, hmm. And I love it so much. I think it's the cutest thing, and always like, this dog is the best thing ever. So, yeah.
Oh, Minute snores like a grown man. I don't know.
Does he really?
Yes.
Does that mess up with your sleep at all?
No, because she's gonna hate me for saying this. My wife snores, and it actually, when she's asleep already, and I'm trying to go to sleep, listening to her snore, it helps me go to sleep. As weird as that sounds.
I guess it's like a comfort thing, and that you know she's there beside you, and now you have Nimitz next to you. So you have double the comfort, and you have double the security of like, okay, these people are here to love me and to care for me forever.
I'm not by myself. Okay, I can go to sleep.
Yeah.
I love you. I love you so much. You're beautiful.
Aww. So I got another question. How did you find Leashes of Valor, and how did you connect with them initially? Oh yeah, how did you find them?
I only found them because of my friend Denise sent me a post of a podcast that Danique was doing. It was an MST like panel. It was her and 4 other females. I don't know if you watched that or saw it or anything.
I might have.
But Denise just sent it to me one day, and she was like, "Hey, check this out. I don't know if you're interested in it or not. Like, just to listen to the podcast." And then I started reading the little blurb under each person's name, and I saw Danique's and Leashes of Valor, and it lists service dog, PTSD, TBI, MST related. That was the first time that I had seen anyone connect service dog and MST together. I was like, oh, this is what's different about these guys. So I started looking into them, and I don't know. I think the deeper you get into their website and the more you read about them, you kind of just love them already.
Yeah.
And so I reached out and asked for the application. That application took me about a week to get done.
Yeah, I know when I filled it out, I think I had to start and stop multiple times because you don't know how to answer those questions.
Yeah, you don't know how to answer them, and some of them are kind of like, wow, am I going to write this on paper? I don't even know these people.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, like, you get done and you feel like you didn't write enough, and you're like, should I have written more? You're like,
and then you send it, and you're like, well, did I answer that question right? Could I have answered that one better?
Yeah, and you sit there contemplating your life choices, and you're like, I could have told them so much more about this, but in that moment when you're sitting there doing it, it's so hard to write whatever trauma you have gone through.
It is.
And I know as MST survivors, like, we go through a lot of trauma, and we go through a lot of we have a lot of baggage that comes from that. So to write it down in the moment, like, I don't know if you feel like this, but I know a lot of people I've talked to, when they actually say part of their story, they feel like they're crazy a little bit because they're like, a normal person wouldn't, like, there are some situations where you're like, no, that's totally normal, but because it made you uncomfortable and it was like a harassing situation, you're not comfortable with it. So you feel almost a little crazy for being uncomfortable with something that you have every right to be uncomfortable with, but when you write it down, it looks like a totally normal conversation. Like, if some guy passed you on the road and was like, hey, beautiful, like, if you wrote that down, it would look like it's a normal conversation, but it makes you uncomfortable. I don't know if I explained that right.
No, you did, because
okay.
To us, like, I want to turn around and punch him in the face. Sam has to stop me all the time, babe. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. There was a guy that was watching us. Is there a goal situation, please? Hold on. There was a guy staring at us in the gym one day. By the time we got done in the gym, he was on the Stairmaster, and we're walking out, and he's still staring at us. And I yelled across the room. I said, "What?" And Sam was like, "Oh my God, babe."
Stop it. So Jason had a question. Pam, is there a goal, situation, place, experience, etc. that you are looking forward to doing now that you have Nimitz?
Everything. Is that too big?
I think a little bit.
I'm looking forward to being on a plane with him to try that out.
Okay.
We've gone through airport security, but we haven't actually gotten on the plane because plans changed. I don't have a goal in mind yet, but I know there are things. What about going to the store every day?
Oh yeah, going shopping.
Oh God, going
the
to the
grocery
mall.
store.
God forbid I have to go to Walmart.
There was a report in my hometown that there was a guy following ladies around and following them to their car. And when I heard that, I immediately went to that location. I was like, I hope this guy fucking follows me because I will stab the shit out of him when I get to my car. Like, that was my whole intent. I was like, I'm gonna stab a dude. Like, it was just, which is probably not very good to do. But, like, I have no problem with confrontation either. So, I'm just like, I don't know if that's a very healthy, coping mechanism, but that's what I did.
I think it's great, but it's probably maybe not the best coping.
No, it's not. So, I'm interested, what were some of your coping mechanisms before getting Nimitz?
Working out to exhaustion. Skydiving was and still is a huge one.
Okay.
I think those are the two big ones. If I can exhaust myself enough, then my brain's not going anywhere. We're staying right here in the moment. We don't have time to go over here and remember past stuff, or, oh, there's a flashback over here, nightmares back here. We're just gonna sleep.
Yeah. If you have night terrors or nightmares, what is something that you do to help you kind of come down out of that moment and get you recentered before heading back to bed?
Nimitz. Yeah. That was another thing. Yeah, he alerts me all the time for nightmares. That's another thing I had to learn, though, because I hadn't had a dog, really, and he was waking me up 2-3 times in the middle of the night while we were at the farm, and even at home now, still sometimes. I'm thinking that's him telling me he needs to go outside. So we get up, we go outside. Okay, buddy, go do your thing. He was just waking me up from nightmares. He was just alerting me. He'll lay on top of me, or he'll lick my face, or he'll do whatever he needs to do to get me awake. And I'm usually not fully aware when I first wake up, but I look up and Nimitz his face is right here. And I've got enough trust in him now that I can wake up and see him. Okay, we're okay because Nimitz is here. We're good. I don't know what's going on out here, but we're good. You know?
Yeah. You've got him there. He's centering you. He's bringing you back to reality, letting you know everything's okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let me see. I have a list of questions here, so please don't.
You're doing better than me because I don't have any paper. I didn't write anything down.
Ooh, this was a good one I had. So when you go out with Nimitz now, what kind of reactions do you get being a female vet with the dog?
There's of course
Tell me about it.
There's of course all the idiot adults that don't know how to handle themselves, And
Mhm.
kids will forever be better at seeing a dog in public than adults. Oh my god, a puppy! Oh my god. There was a lady in the gas station today that an employee of this gas station. Oh, hi! For whatever reason, these people don't usually get his attention. For whatever reason, Nimitz looks at her and his body starts turning towards her, and I'm correcting him and getting him back to my side. But she continues. Oh, am I distracting you? Oh, hi. Are you serious right now? You can see a dog beside me with a vest on. Can you read service dog? Can you see I am actively correcting him? I am telling him I'm, Nimitz, here. Obviously louder than that because she's still going. People that want to jump over the cash registers. Oh my God, you have a dog with you. Whoa, he's so cute. Oh my God. So excited. There was my son and I, we were in a store and we walked past this lady and older lady talking to Nimitz. Hi, what's your name? I didn't even acknowledge her. We kept walking and we get back to the car and he goes, Mommy, I feel bad for that lady. I said, why? I guess she had some kind of disappointed look on her face or something. Well, like the way that she looked when we just walked past her. I said, buddy, listen, Nimitz was working. She decided that she was going to ask him instead of talking to me. Had she asked me, I would be totally open to having that conversation with her. But I don't want people talking to Nimitz and expecting an answer, you know?
Yeah.
We've been put on FaceTime by,
Really?
yeah. I was in line at Costco. Love that place. It's always crowded. Great place to train.
Mm.
A little bit of sarcasm.
Yeah. Place
We're
makes me
standing in line.
anxious.
We're standing in line waiting to check out, and I hear this lady. Do you see? Oh my God, do you see? Meg, I would have bet everything that she was talking to maybe a toddler that was in the cart with her.
Mm-hmm.
And I look back, and I can see the face of her phone and some stranger staring back at me. Do you see? Can you see the dog? Can you see them? I was in so much shock. I was in complete just shocked that this was actually happening. And I looked at her. I can keep myself from saying a lot of things, but my face just does what it wants to do. And I'm pretty sure I made a face of just disgust, and I shook my head at her, and she goes, "Oh, she doesn't like it." I don't really know what happened after that, except that I walk up to the register to buy the few things that we had so we could leave the store. But Meg, I looked back and she wasn't even there. She wasn't in line. She was just standing behind us just to show this person on FaceTime that there's a dog in the store. Do you see them?
Ooh, there's a dog in the store.
Yeah.
Ooh. So Jason says, "Oh, what are you training him for?" is one of my favorites.
Yes. Are you training them or what is this dog for?
And it's like, it's none of your business.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, get out of my face.
Or do you train dogs? Oh man, I have my dog at home, and then they go on this long. No, I don't train dogs. He was trained for me. Thank you, Leashes of Valor. They're amazing. No, they will not train your dog either.
Yeah, I had somebody ask me that before. Like, I told them, I was like, I'm applying for a service dog from Leashes of Valor, and I was explaining their whole spiel kind of thing to them, and they were like, "Oh, do you think I could bring my Yorkie over for them to train?" I was like, no, you don't. I was like, first off, you don't have TBI, PTSD, MST, depression, anxiety. I was like, you don't have any of that. I was
Right.
like, you're a 20-year-old that mommy and daddy don't want to pay for anymore. And it makes you nervous to have a job. I was like, that's not the same.
No.
And I was like, I had to like walk away because I got really upset about it. But
It makes you nervous about being an adult. You have to grow up.
yeah.
Shut up.
And it's like we did a lot of growing up really fast from
Yeah.
our time in service and from the things that happened to us that shouldn't have happened to us.
Mhm.
So we need a little bit of help. And sometimes that comes in the package of a 4-legged canine.
Yeah. So that thing in Costco, I would have, without Nimitz, I would have just left all my stuff and walked out the store.
I'm honestly surprised that you didn't.
I don't know how I didn't. I don't know how I didn't just turn around and throw what I had in my arms in her cart and left. I don't know, but I looked down and Nimitz, of course, is not distracted. He's still staring at me, and that same face, Meg, that when you wake up from a nightmare and I look down and I see those eyes staring at me. Okay, we're okay. We can do this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how better to explain that connection.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think it's harder to be a female with a service dog, or do you think it is equally as difficult for both genders with a service dog?
I think it's more expected to see a male with a service dog than to see a female. I know I've heard of other females having service dogs. I haven't ever seen one.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get over that nervousness real quick, though, feeling like I'm going out with this dog and they're going to see me. Like I don't want to be seen. I don't want to. I still had it in my head that I see males with service dogs. I've never seen another female with a service dog. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Reality, though, it doesn't matter. People don't care, male, female. They see a dog and lose their mind.
I'm glad that they treat both equally, even though they treat both shitty. At least they treat them equally. They're not gender biased or something. So our next question is, what are some good interactions you have had with people when you have been out with Nimitz? Ooh, that's a good one.
I get complimented all the time about how well behaved he is. He's so well behaved. You're doing a really good job with him. I didn't even know he was here. I always tell him thank you. I felt really awkward at first getting you're doing really well with him. And thanks, but I didn't train him. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're doing a good job and everything because you have to keep up with the training and you got to keep doing the practices every day and making sure that they're not lagging in anything, right?
Yeah. And I kind of, I don't want to say obsessed, but I know I'm a perfectionist at things, at everything. And this is one of those times I have to remind myself that we've been together this long.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm such a perfectionist. I work on stuff with him. I want us to look like we've been together this long. But
yeah,
we're not going to. We can work and work, but until we've, continued to build that bond and training with him. And I got so excited. I was sending Matt and Julie a text. I just got to the register and Nimitz went to 6. I didn't have to tell him. He just did it. I was so excited.
I'm still learning like all of the terminology, like side and 6, and yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. So, aside from having Nimitz, what are some of the hobbies that you do that you now take Nimitz with you on, other than skydiving? Because we've covered that.
I'm trying to talk one of the skydiving companies into building a rig for him. I don't think I've gotten through to them yet.
That would be really cool.
Let's see. Working out, we have a garage gym, so that's not really taking him anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really good practice with having him in a place for an extended amount of time.
Yeah, does he just sit there and you do like power cleans or something?
Kind of.
Okay. He's just watching you and he's like, Mom's amazing.
Go downstairs. Sorry, little human. Go downstairs. So we've kind of got a routine that we'll go downstairs, make coffee for my wife, feed him, and then I'll go do about 45 minutes to an hour of cardio and then take him outside for a break. And we'll come back in for another hour or so and I lift, and he usually sleeps through all of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So he knows.
Go downstairs. He does. Yeah. The first couple days were a little weird, and he just quiet. Seriously, go downstairs. First couple days were kind of weird, and I felt weird because he was watching me.
Yeah.
But
you have to like get used to it.
Yeah. And then eventually he just sleeps through everything. He's used to all the noises now, and he really doesn't care.
Yeah, I got you. Oh, I see him getting up now. He's walking around. I was just about to ask you, is he still sleeping?
No, he climbed up on the bed and he slept there for a little bit, but now he's hanging out on the floor.
Aw, that's so cute. Do you feel like you pamper him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sam tells me all the time, babe, he's spoiled. He's gonna be spoiled. And every time I say, he's saving my life. He does his job. When I ask him to work, he works. I think when he's off, he totally deserves to be spoiled. Favorite toy, dinosaurs.
Really? Dinosaurs?
The chew toys, the stuffed animal dog toys.
Mm-hmm.
He has a dinosaur obsession.
Interesting. That's awesome. Does he do fetch or like play with sticks at all?
Does fetch. He'll grab a stick every once in a while, but he's heard leave it enough times with sticks that he doesn't really care about them much.
Yeah. I know when I first met you last weekend, which we should talk about last weekend. But when I met you last weekend, I didn't know that sticks were bad for dogs because my dog likes to chew sticks. She doesn't eat them. She just destroys them. But I had no idea that sticks were bad for dogs. So now I know that my dog is not allowed sticks anymore.
He gets more belly scratches than I get. Yeah.
He gets all the love. I let Hawkeye pick out a new toy a month. I consider it his paycheck. Aww.
That's a good idea.
That is a good idea. I personally hate taking my dog into PetSmart because so many people take their dog into PetSmart and half of them are not super well trained and will like either be aggressive or like pee someplace. And I'm kind of just like, it's gross and kind of dangerous. So I don't like taking her to PetSmart. I'll get her nails done there because my dog's got real long quicks and they're real dark, so I can't see them.
Mm-hmm.
But she'll get her nails done and then I'll get her a toy afterwards. But how do you feel about taking Nimitz to like places where there's a lot of dogs?
I still cringe about it.
Yeah,
because they do a really good job during training about getting it in your head about how quick them working with you for you can end with a bad reaction from a dog or if they get injured. There's been multiple times I've put myself in between Nimitz and other dogs that look like they're gonna lunge at him. We were walking in a park and there were these two, I don't know what breed they were, but they were big and the owners were having a hard time trying to pull them back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a bad time.
Stay home.
Yeah. If you can't handle your dog, then don't leave your house. Mm-hmm. Which is sad to say,
but I mean, don't leave your house or train them.
Yeah.
Or pay somebody to train them and keep up with it.
Mm-hmm.
We went to PetSmart the other day, and there was some little yippy sounding dog. Sorry for all the dog lovers, but it was like a little football standing in the doorway of the store, just barking and barking and barking. I was like, you know what? Let's train with this. And I got Nimitz to my side, and the dog would bark, and he'd try to look, and I'd get his attention back to me. And then eventually the dog was barking, and he didn't care. He wasn't paying attention. And then I'd take a couple steps to the side, and he'd follow, go back to my side. The dog would bark, and I'd watch him. And we just use it, instead of me being frustrated with it, I just use it as training. So, okay, we're eventually going to get to the door, and we're going to be right beside this dog, but he's not going to care, and we're going to walk outside.
That's a good idea. That's a good plan. Yeah. Does the dog have an owner by it, and the owner was just like, whatever?
The owner just wasn't paying attention, had the dog on a leash. Eventually, she picks the dog up, and the dog's still whatever.
Yapping away.
Yeah.
I've met a few little yappy dogs that I don't like. Like, my sister's dog is one of those white, crusty-eyed, got that rust stain on the eyeball kind of dogs. Yeah. And I make fun of this dog all the time because we did a DNA test on the dog. That's how much my sister loves it. And apparently it was part pit bull, part Bichon Frise. And I'm like, ew, I wonder how that happened.
A funky mix.
Yeah, so it's just this short, stocky, has these little legs and this fat sausage body kind of thing going on. And this dog jumps constantly, has had no training, goes to the bathroom in the house all the time. This dog will try and jump at me, and I feel so bad, but instinctually, because I don't want it to jump on me, I stick my knee out.
Is it not self-correcting for the dog?
Yeah, this dog is just really dumb. But I have straight kneed this dog into a wall before. I felt so bad because this dog went right against the wall, and I was like, oh shit, I'm so sorry. I felt bad, but at the same time the dog was just and wouldn't stop, and it was like, and I'm like, either you're gonna correct your dog or I'm gonna leave it outside and it's gonna cry.
I'm gonna open the door and the dog's gonna leave.
Yeah, I was gonna be like,
go downstairs.
I was like, I will leave it outside and I won't let it back in. I will put it in the middle of a woods where there are hungry wolves and leave it there. And she's like, Megan, please don't be mean to my dog. I was like, oh, I won't be mean to it as long as you train it. And she finally started training it, and it's gotten a lot better. Yeah. But yeah, when we first got it,
totally train your dog. Train her dog.
Her dog would jump up on the bed, and I'd be kicking my legs at that moment and just straight punt the dog right off the bed. I'd be like, oh shit, sorry. I'd check on it. I'd be like, oh my God, are you okay? I felt so bad, but it was so funny at the same time. And I was like, oh God, I feel terrible. Now, have you ever accidentally stepped on, oh, big tired. Have you ever accidentally stepped on Nimitz before?
Oh God, Meg, we were staying in a hotel, and I took him outside, and I had gone in and out the side door. And we were cut. It was those big iron doors that kind of close themselves. His paw got caught under one of them. I was crying by the time we got back up to the room.
Oh my God.
He's fine at this point. I'm crying because I'm now in my head the worst person ever for hurting this dog. It was horrible. I've stepped on his paws a couple times, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've accidentally kicked my dog in the face before because she'll lay down with her face on the ground, and she's brown, a dark brown, and I'll be walking to the bathroom in the dark and kick her face, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I love you, baby. You're my precious angel child. And
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. And I feel so bad. But at the same time, I'm like, don't put your face there, stupid. That's what happens.
Yeah.
So
don't put your face where my feet are.
I'm a good dog owner, but at the same time, I treat them like if they were a sibling. I'm just like, get out of here. I'll beat you up, kind of thing. But I'm trying to think of like.
Meg, are you
What's
ready to never go to the bathroom alone again?
I didn't even think of that before. I'd be fine with that. I'm like, I honestly like when I get comfortable in somebody's house, I won't close the door when I go to the bathroom. Like, oh, where was I? I know my one girlfriend's house. I was going to the bathroom with the door open, and her brother came home, and I was like, I had to like shuffle to the door to close it. But I don't. I try and get my dog to come into the bathroom with me, and she's just so big and awkward that she does not like it. Yeah. I'm her emotional support human because she has severe anxiety. And but I could be fine with that. Like if I peek out of the shower and there's like some cute little beady eyes looking up at me, I'd be okay with that. I probably like the entire shower just like poke my head out and be like, I love you. I love you.
I look out, I peek out sometimes and I'm like, oh, hi.
Yeah. You're like, hi, precious. Hi, my baby.
Oh my god. Do you see that? That's what I call his T-Rex. That's it.
He's like, Mom, I'm ready for us to go play now. Well, you know what? How about this? I will let you play. It has been amazing having you on, Pam.
Thanks,
I
Meg.
loved having you here.
Awesome.
And I can't wait to have you on again. Thank you so much for joining us.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So thank you for coming to Ladies Take Over Liberty Risk podcast. My name is Meg, and I have here
Pam.
There we go. Ah, you got it. Bye.
Oh, we heard his name.
Hi, Nimitz. Bye, Nimitz. And we will see you in a couple of weeks. Bye, everyone.